Hey guys, today we're going to talk a little bit about a type of photo shooting called the Gigapan. Now this is, as you can see on the screen right now, this is a Gigapan I took last week in Hakuba, which is in Nagano Prefecture, Japan. It's pretty famous for skiing and it's also known as the Japanese Alps. Went up there, saw this incredible scene, and I thought to myself, well, rather than just snap a single shot, I thought it might be interesting to try a Gigapan, and this is the end result. Now, if you don't know what a Gigapan is, basically all it is that you take a whole series of full images and stitch them together in Photoshop. Now, for this particular image that you see in front of you, I actually took 47 images at 200 mils on my Nikon D750. Why I did this was just so that I would be able to maintain incredible detail in a single image. So what I'm going to do now is just show you one of the images I took to give you an idea of how I've shot this particular image. So here we go. We'll click on this. This should be the township at the bottom. Okay, so this is just the raw file straight out of the D750, and you can see it's a 6,000 pixel by 4,016 pixel wide shot. And that way, if I zoom in, I can see quite a lot of detail in this image. And that's a single image. So now I've taken 47 of those images and combined them into this final finished image. I'll just let that load up. Sometimes it can take quite a while to load because it is a 1 gigabyte file. And as you can see here, if you're looking for the size, it is 21,673 pixels across by 8,217 pixels tall, and that's at 300 dpi. So incredibly detailed image. To give you an example of how detailed it is, let's have a look at, say, okay, how about over here, we have this ski field in the corner. I'm going to click on that. Now that's got to be at least 10 kilometers away, if not more. But click on that and take it to, say, 4 times 400%. And if you look at that there, you can actually make out the lifts on the ski field in that shot. Just show you how much detail is actually in this one single photograph. Come down to, say, here, you can make out individual trees. Actually, see right now that's still trying to load up. It's a little bit pixelated at the moment, but it's still trying to load up. I don't think my computer is actually handling it that well. So that's what a Gigapan is. Now, to shoot one of these, like I say, you need to take a whole series of images. Now, what I tend to do, this was shot freehand. I didn't use a tripod of any sort. So what I tend to do is I'll start over here in, say, one corner, and I'll shoot my images, and I'll run the image moving up along this axis. So running vertically up the scene. And basically what I'm going to do is try to incorporate around about 10% of the previous image in the next shot. So that way the computer has something that it can use to stitch together. Once I get to the very top section or the very bottom section, depending on where you are in the shot, I'll move it across left or right in whichever axis you're going for and repeat the process. Again, keeping about 10% of the last frame in shot. Now you've got to basically try to imagine that, 15% can be more, but just try to make sure that you don't leave any gaps. And you want to have the photos basically just slightly overlap so that the computer can find reference points to connect them. So you want them to overlap enough as well so that there are enough reference points there. Another thing you want to keep in mind too is that you're shooting this panoramic across. You really want to overshoot it. You want to shoot more area than you want to have in your finished photo because you will have areas that won't be captured properly. Usually you'll find the areas will be in the top corners or the very bottom as well, because what happens is you really need to be shooting almost like as an oval in order to capture the shot completely, and we tend to shoot ourselves thinking more along the lines of a rectangle. So if you shoot it in a rectangle, you're going to end up having to crop certain parts of the shot out. So just to avoid that, just overshoot it by, say, a frame on either side or half a frame on either side of what you want to have in your finished shot, and you should be good to go. Other thing you need to do is have a bit of time. Stitching something like this together when you're shooting in RAW and you're shooting at these massive sizes can take quite a while. This computer I'm using is quite a beefed up iMac from last year, and it still took a good 20 minutes to stitch this together, let alone edit it after that. So that's my little breakdown on a Gigapan. I hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button if you like this. We're going to have a lot more of these kind of tutorials coming soon, as well as behind the scenes and just different adventures in photography and cinematography. And of course, if you have a chance, feel free to share this and like it, subscribe, comments if you have any questions, and most importantly, happy shooting.